gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Olive High School. As the Harrington Company's champion athletes, Apex Wrestling School Performance Trophies, and Forum Coffee present our match of the week for GSHSW.com. I'm Donald J. Brown here with John Kovach. It is Mount Olive Marauders hosting the Montville Mustangs. Going to be a really good matchup here between two NJAC teams, different conferences, but two teams that are going to go out there and battle tonight.
You got a Montville team that's coming in 17-4, but they've got to want to turn things around. They've lost 3 of their last 4, 44-23 to Hanover Park, and then on the same day, 44-20 to Middletown North, 50-20 to Ocean Township. Mount Olive's 11-3, but they haven't wrestled since they won the MCT back January 24th and 25th.
Well, had a little time built into how it is. Both teams are obviously qualified for the sectional tournament. Mount Olive's the 2 seed. They're going to be hosting on Monday here and in North 1 Group 4. And Montville's going to be traveling to a team they met last year in the North 1 Group 3 final, Wayne Valley, where Wayne Valley's going to be the 2 seed. They're going to be the 3 seed. So both teams want to have a little momentum heading into that.
Definitely. Busy week for us. A lot of rivalries, as you said. Well, it's young 24 hours since we called a wrestling match together, Don. Like you said last night when we were up at Mendham, where West Morris beat the Minutemen 53-23. This has become a rivalry between Montville and Mount Olive. Not a traditional rivalry. I know when I went to Mount Olive, sneak a full disclosure thing in, we didn't play these guys.
Well, back then, I think it was too hard because Montville's so far away and they couldn't get the horse and buggy to go that far. But,
that is, in fact, true.
Well, Montville, the reason this became a rivalry is with the realigned NJAC. Montville was in the American Division with Mount Olive for a while, moved down to the National Division, maybe back up next year, we'll see. But, this is one of the rivalries, and you talked about some of the other ones Friday night. We're going to be at Knowles Hills. I think Knowles can jog there and get their warm-up laps in there on the way just going to that school.
It's not the worst idea in the world, to be honest with you.
So, and that's always what it seems to be, especially towards the end of the year, the non-division rivals meeting, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Looks like Montville won the toss. We are starting at 138. Our scoreboard has it corrected. Theirs does not. Well, that was shockingly. They said Montville's going to be green. I would have been more shocked if they said, hey, Montville, you be red, Mount Olive, you be green.
Yeah, it's going to start that ridge discussion again, Don.
We don't have to go down that road.
No, not tonight. I'm confused enough.
It looks like Montville has the even bounce. Montville has the even.
Yes.
Too. Not 100% sure who this is from Montville. We'll find out in a second.
For Montville, 138 pounds, Alex Rodriguez. For Mount Olive, Thomas McDonald.
Rodriguez versus McDonald. Rodriguez with a quick takedown there. No backs. Looked to me like there could have been a couple swipes there. I was going to say that.
I think he could have got a couple.
Maybe 2.
Montville in the green with white. The Mustangs. Mount Olive, the black with red and gold trim of the Marauders. Rodriguez really working the back.
He's got that arm underneath. He's trying to run something here. Bouncing between a bar and trying to run a half there, but backs down.
Back to his feet is McDonald. He gets the escape. 3-1. There's a shot by McDonald. Trying to pull the left leg in. Trying to force him off is Rodriguez. on their sides now. McDonald still trying to work this. His head caught.
Stalemate here.
Our local sponsors tonight are Ginza Bar Restaurant and Sushi of Mount Olive, 19th Hole Golf Simulators, Pro Automotive of New Jersey and Flanders, Estibilt Wrestling Club, the Market Tavern of Flanders, Pinella's Landscape Design, Joe's Pizzeria of Montville, Tony Boy's Sandwich House of Pine Brook, and Chris Luke's Barbecue.
You can always follow us on social media on Facebook, GardensAtHSWrestling.com, on X, GardensAtHSW, on Instagram, GardensAtHSWrestling. And you can like and subscribe, get notified anytime we go live. We have the upcoming podcast. We have a ton of stuff still coming up. It's towards the end of the season. We have a ton of coverage coming up. I know we have another crew at Bloomfield at Hackettstown tonight. We're going to be at Morris Hills on Friday. We have some sectional finals in the work for next week. We have districts, regions, states. Anytime we go live, follow us, notify, and thank you so much for the support this year on our social medias.
Subscribe on YouTube, and you can get notifications when we're going live with an event. You can catch up if you watch a live match. So say you're watching us right now, you want to check out that Hackettstown match. As soon as we're done, you can turn that one on.
Do you want to be a sponsor? Limited sponsorship opportunities remain for the districts, regions, and postseason coming up. Click on your logo here or send an email to admin@GardensAtHSWrestling.com. Let us turn your cents into dollars.
Resuming after a blood timeout. We'll start neutral 3-1. Alex Rodriguez over Tom McDonald of Mount Olive. That's going to do it for the first period at 1:38.
And realistically, except for a quick flurry there by Rodriguez coming out, a lot of posturing in this first period.
It was a lot of feeling out. There wasn't a lot.
It seemed like he caught McDonald coming out right away because, he had him down pretty quick and could have got some backs there, but McDonald fought out and got back up.
Now he's not letting McDonald to get back to a base out of the referee's position, but McDonald does finish the escape. That's his second, 3-2 now, the lead for Rodriguez. Some hand checking going on. They're shooting the double as Rodriguez turns McDonald. And 3 more for Rodriguez. 6-2 his lead now. Works a tight waist and a near arm bar. Stalling caution against Rodriguez.
There's been, and we've talked about it yesterday, we obviously, if you get the chance to watch the replay, a certain coaching staff was not happy with how certain stalls and things were called yesterday. It just seems to be the way it is this year.
Well, you make something a point of emphasis, and I think they did make it essentially a point of emphasis this year. You're going to see it called a lot. They're trying to increase the action. That's why you have the 3-point takedowns. That's why you have the you have to be entirely out of bounds for a stoppage. They're trying to keep the action going. And I understand that. But there's
100%.
times that you're backing out that it might be strategic for you. Ankle pick by McDonald, who pulls that left leg in.
Going to try to elevate here and get him on. Nice trip there, ties it up. 6-6. That's anybody's match now. Right back where we started from.
Somebody came out to that song the other night up at Del Val.
I enjoy, the pomp and circumstance of a lot of these with the, run out songs and stuff like that.
I did make a slap shot reference.
Holding on to that arm, still hasn't gotten the points.
3 seconds left in the period. He may not get them.
That was great defense right there by McDonald. He easily could have been down 4 going this period. He's only down 1.
7-6 in favor of Alex Rodriguez of Montville. We're in the first period of our first match at 138 pounds. John Kovach, Donald J. Brower bringing you the action from Matt's side at Mount Olive High School. Tom McDonald of Mount Olive on the back. He's in the black with red and gold. Alex Rodriguez of Montville in the green and white, and the Mustang on the back.
I also did ask him before this match. No, his great-grandfather did not own a farm.
That's good. That's the kind of information you get watching Garden State HS Wrestling.
Old McDonald.
I know exactly
I'm
where
making
you
sure
were going.
Got to make sure you understand that.
Another escape for Rodriguez makes it 8-6.
In on a nice single there. Wants to elevate it again, see if he can get the trip, but he left himself open. Might give up the 3 here, and he does.
He does. Basically, McDonald took himself down.
He went for he tried to cross over too much. He left himself in a bad balance, trying to go for a throw, and left himself open.
11-6 now, a 5-point lead. 11-7 after the escape by McDonald. But we're in 45 seconds to go. McDonald trying the single leg again. He's got to finish turning this, and Rodriguez is doing a good job of holding the ankle and preventing it.
Might get a stalemate here in a second. The ref letting him wrestle a little bit.
I think if McDonald can get to his toes, he might be able to do something with this.
The thing, though, is this really is, there we go, it's a stalemate. McDonald's is great in the shot, but that's 15 seconds off the clock that, you know, he needed.
Right. And we're going to have a blood stoppage again, it looks like.
I think the plug came out of whoever blood that is.
It was McDonald had the stoppage earlier.
But
16 seconds left now. So McDonald needs to do something quick. Shoots the single. Nice sprawl and underhook by Rodriguez. That was a great defensive move.
He's also got to watch, though, if you're McDonald, you don't want to go for anything crazy and turn a regular decision into something more bonus. So
11-7 the win for Alex Rodriguez of Montville, giving the Mustangs a 3-0 lead after the 138-pound opener. We move on to 144. Again, Garden State HS Wrestling's coverage all season long, brought to you by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, the Harrington Companies and Contractors, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies and Medals, and Forum Coffee.
This is going to be Dembowski. Aiden Dembowski. And Smythe, Colin Smythe.
Dembowski in the green, white, and gold for Montville. Smythe in the black, red, and gold for Mount Olive. Coming up on a minute to go in this first period. A lot of hand checking, a couple of level changes, but nothing that really threatened to be a move of any sort.
No, more posturing.
Almost an attempt at a shot by Smythe, but he's right back up. There's the shot by Dombrowski, but it's countered by Smythe. I think Smythe has the better position coming out of this move.
If he can get that arm off and come around, gets the 3. Exactly what he had to do. He pushed it by and got the 3.
3-0 for Smythe, wrestling for Mount Olive in the black, red, and gold. 10 seconds left in the first period. We're at 144 pounds. Our second match tonight, 3-0 the lead for Montville. Mount Olive 10th in the latest writers poll. That's the first poll since they won the Morris County tournament. Any surprise there, Don?
Not really. The biggest thing I think was a lot of people are going to ask, where North was, North Hunterdon before. They wind up beating Peaburg. And Peaburg hasn't really wrestled the greatest the last couple of weeks. So that's why people look and go, well, Mount Olive lost to Peaburg early in the season. Yeah, it's an earlier season matchup. We're kind of going with what we have now with everything going on. And honestly, the last 8 of the top 20 is pretty much a round robin, if however you see it. Anybody could beat anybody. It's a lot of late nights and arguing over email to figure out who those are.
And does that carry down into the also receiving votes too, you think?
Yeah, there's certain teams, and, if there was more of, with it being such parity this year and certain teams beating other teams, if there was more of a definitive line, I think you'd see less teams in that, also pairing type stuff. But Smythe looks like, I thought he could have gotten some swipes there.
I did too. You had a shot by Dombrowski. Smythe counters it. Smythe's really wrestling an excellent defensive match here and scoring points on defense like he did there. He turned Dombrowski's shot into defense, and there's another 3 for Smythe. His lead up to 7-0.
Well, could you expect anything less than being a great defensive wrestler from the coach's son?
No, absolutely not.
If you see in the background there, right behind the referee seated, that's the one Smythe child who doesn't wrestle, and they've been working hard trying to get her to wrestle. She's a swimmer. That's Colin's twin sister.
I know last time we were here, both Colin and his other sister, who does wrestle,
Molly.
They had pins, and I don't think they had a combined mat time of 60 seconds.
Not at all. I think
hers
was
40.
13.
Yeah, hers was 13, and his was 27 or something.
Yeah.
Something insane like that. Better get there quick for Mork to watch my kids wrestle. 7-1 the lead for Colin Smythe of Mount Olive after 2 here at 144 pounds.
Green chooses offense.
Dombrowski going to take offense.
Surprised at that?
No, maybe he thinks he could do something a little bit. He hasn't been able to get out so far, really. So maybe he thinks he can get kind of a quick turn or a tilt of some sort.
He came right over the top and went for the headlock. Smythe trying to get to a base.
Trying to get some length is Smythe there. He's trying to spread out, doesn't want to give up a cradle or anything. He's kind of stretching his body out.
And that's exactly what Dombrowski was trying to do. He was reaching over the top and up around the thigh, trying to lock in there.
Dombrowski doing a great job reasserting himself here, but
he's got to get points because he's coming up on a minute left in regulation, and he's down 7-1 still. There's been no scoring in the first half of this third period.
100%. I mean, time is on Smythe's, side here. All these seconds ticking off without any bit of a turn is only working in his favor.
Right. I mean, if he cut Smythe right now and made it 8-1, he could cut that lead in half with a takedown. Instead, we're going to have a stoppage, and we're going to restart referee's position. Dombrowski on back. I do think Smythe could be a little quicker out of that stance. And I think that's what Dombrowski was trying to capitalize on. And he's right back to the same move he tried a minute and a half ago to start the period, going around to the head, trying to headlock.
But Smythe's doing a great job circling with him. He's got to keep moving, keeping it even base.
20 seconds left in regulation. 15.
Going to escape here. They give him the 1. I'll tell you what, if I was Dembowski, I might not have let him go here because if Smythe can score here and make this a major, which luckily he didn't, but
he didn't.
That could have been bonus point situation there. You didn't want to give that up.
Just misses at 8-1, the 7-point margin. A regular decision. We're tied at 3.
Follow us on social media on Facebook, GuardiansAtHSWrestling.com, on X, Guardians at HSW, on Instagram, Guardians at HS Wrestling. Like and subscribe, get notified when we go live on YouTube. GuardiansAtHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider of all wrestling coverage, boys and girls.
And we have a problem with the scoreboard. It's going to delay things.
I think the scoreboard might have got unplugged.
Yeah, both scoreboards are out right now.
I think the scoreboard got unplugged. It's always what happens. I mean, it's not like we'd ever be somewhere and all of a sudden have our power unplugged.
Never happened.
Not like last night.
It couldn't happen. Couldn't happen anywhere. What I love the fact, though, that the timing's perfect because it was between matches that this happened and not like during an exchange.
Bullock. This is going to be Justin Bullock.
And number 2, the way they have these set up now where they save where they were. Bullock for Mount Olive in the black, red, and gold.
Masevsky is the brother of Sophia Masevsky and the brother of Andrew Masevsky, who was a great wrestler a few years ago for Parsippany, and their father was also a state placer in years ago. Not year, I don't want to make him sound old.
Well, I mean.
But his name is Scott, and he is, I think he was, if I remember correctly, he was 5th in the state, and his son was 4th, or his son was 6th, 1 spot behind.
Oh, wow. Single leg.
Obviously not
by
the same
Bullock.
year.
No kid.
Just wanted to make sure. I didn't want anybody to think they
Thanks.
were. Not you. I just wanted anybody to think.
Thanks
like, hey.
for explaining the mysteries of life, Don. Takedown by Bullock. 3-0 lead for the Mount Olive wrestler.
Listen, I just figured out why Sterling Generators sponsored us last night in the year before. I was like, how did they randomly find us? And then I find out they're related to Fonte. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense.
See, it all ties together.
I said it's like the third act of a Scream movie where all of a sudden you find out who the killer is. I'm like, oh, now I know. That's what it was last night.
Aggressive start from referee's position by Bullock. He has a 3-0 lead. He's trying to get a tilt in here. He's coming close. He should get some swipes here.
He's getting them. He's now trying to get the back, but I think he's happy just ringing up the points.
Four near fall points for Bullock, makes his lead 7-0 with 25 seconds left in the first period at 150 pounds. Mount Olive and Montville tied at 3 on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Coming up on 10 seconds to go. Bullock still trying to make something happen. Masevsky trying to counter. He's got Bullock's leg.
In 2015, Andrew was 5th in the state at 195. In the 80s, his father was 4th in the state. So he's still the best wrestler in his house, and he has no problem telling me that all the time I see them.
And this is Max, who's on the mat now.
And they have the daughter, Sophia, who won the NJAC we covered this past weekend and has a really good shot at getting on the podium in states.
How was that tournament?
Very good. It was, it's different because, obviously certain weight classes are still building up in the girls area, but really great run tournament, and I really enjoyed it.
A 1-point escape by Bullock runs his lead to 8-0, just 12 seconds into the second period at 150. That was followed by a single leg attempt by Masevsky. It didn't result in anything. Bullock now
Another takedown.
makes it 11. He's only 4 points from a tech fall.
Well, now 5.
Yeah. That's a moving target, Don. Swinging the hips around, and there a takedown. Another 3 for Bullock. His lead up to 14-1.
I think they're looking to try to get points here because obviously you want to get a tilt here because the next time you let him up and take him down, it's over.
Right.
So you want to try to get the points here, but you want to be solid, too, that you're getting what you need.
Bullock of Mount Olive 1 back. Tries to uncomfortably rest his elbow on the back of Masevsky's shoulder blades.
You sure it's not comfortable? It looks so comfortable.
I'm
from here.
sure for the guy on top, it feels pretty good. I should ask Mike Cat sometime.
Try it. He obviously.
Masevsky's trying to turn into the move.
Bullock honestly could do what he needed to do here. He's obviously looking to try to set him up for a pin. He wants that 6.
Yeah. But I think he's also trying to make sure he doesn't get caught. He doesn't want to put himself in jeopardy and have this thing flip on a dime. 5 seconds to go in the second period. 14-1 to lead.
Bullock here, in great position, just holding on. He's obviously he's going to look for something here. We'll see what he decides to do in the third.
14-1 the lead for Bullock of Mount Olive.
Masevsky chooses neutral, so essentially one takedown will end it.
Bullock needs 2 points for a tech fall.
I'm going to suggest an interesting, strange theory here.
Shoot.
If you want to get the pin here, if you're Bullock and you think you could do something to get him down, I almost wonder if you kind of pull him down on top of you. Not in a way that you can get beat, but that you give up the points so it's no longer the verge of a tech fall, and then you can try to do something there.
You know what? If you're confident enough and to do it and good enough to back it up, yeah, I
know it's a crazy theory. I'm sure there's all these traditionalists yelling at me at home, and I understand that.
I'm sure they are, but, I mean, we've seen matches. We were up at Del Val a couple weeks ago, and we saw where
it's going to be Tanner Perez.
They needed a pin, and I forget who was wrestling, but he piled up a ton of takedowns in the first period, and he ends up with a tech fall, and they're a point short.
This is Gage Dembowski. I think we had his brother wrestle a little earlier.
I believe we did.
Perez with the tilt here. Got to settle down. He's got a minute 30. Lean back, pulling the head. Suck it in and pull up. He's going to put his back right to the mat. If he can, just settle in. You got the time, and he gets the pin.
36 seconds, the time of the fall.
See on the replay here, he pulls him in, grabs that head, tilts it up, gets the shoulders onto the mat, and gets the pin. The Forum Coffee replay of the bout. Gonna have.
That was workmanlike by Perez. Just come in, get the job done. Efficient.
Had the 165 here. Oh, I know who this is. Coppola. We got Coppola coming out for Mount Olive. I love that song. Anytime I hear it. Versus
165.
Augustine Hofbauer. Drew Coppola.
But we have seen where points piled up and the tech fall ends up costing you in the end. Both out of bounds. We'll restart neutral 20 seconds into the first period at 165. John Kovach, Don Brower coming to you live from Mount Olive High School in Flanders, New Jersey.
Anytime I hear that song or I had Dominic the Christmas Donkey, it makes me think of Christmas time.
There you go. Double leg attempt by Coppola. It brings him down.
Now, this is kind of the meat of the order here for Mount Olive.
Yeah.
So this could be kind of where they pull away here because you're going to have Coppola here. You're going to have Beres coming up, Gonzalez. I mean, this is a really great setup for them coming up.
2 back points. 50 seconds to go in the first period at 165.
I'm just wondering why on that big scoreboard they have a picture of me when I wrestled.
You were jacked.
I was. You know who really loves my comedy? Our tech director.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Loves it. Nothing he enjoys than getting 8 a.m. emails the next day. It's his favorite thing to ever happen.
There's nothing better. Five nothing in favor of Coppola as we reach the end of the first period.
As we said, both of these teams have qualified for their respective sections. Mount Olive will be hosting on Monday here. I know the big matchup is on the other side of the bracket for them on Monday is, if everything goes to form, a rematch of the Group 4 championships from a year ago, them and Ridge, which unbelievable. And then the winner will move on, most likely face Phillipsburg if everything goes chalk due to the seeds. And then Montville's going to head to Wayne Valley, a team they met last year in the section final. First ever, if I remember correctly, 7 versus 8 seed to meet in a section final.
Wow. Big mat return by Hofbrauer, but Coppola survives it, turns into it, and ends up turning this into a 2-point reversal. 40 seconds into the second period, ups his lead to 7-0, and he's still trying to work.
He's got the legs wrapped up there, but it's in a bad position, not giving him enough torque that if he wants to try to get something, it's hard for him right there. It's just a bad angle to be able to get some points out of that if you want to go for a turn.
Do you think if he shoots a half and catches Hofbrauer's right shoulder, that he can maybe get the leverage to turn? Well, now he's got to do it from the other side.
Potentially. What he could do right there is he's got that. If he can bring that arm back, put it on his back, and run it as a bar, it's almost like it's a natural lever as he's trying to do there, as he's just trying to get it past. You know, he's got
he may have it. Sorry, Don. He may have it now because he swung the hips around, and he's gotten out of the room. Now I think he might have the leverage you talked about. There it is.
That's what he needed to do. He was in bad position, came around, got it, and got the leverage. As you see right here, comes around, slides, gets on there, settles his weight on across the chest. Referee brings down the hand for the pin. Your Forum Coffee replay of the match. Follow us on social media on Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X, GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling, or like and subscribe, get notified when we go live on YouTube. GardenStateHSWrestling.com provides the most wrestling coverage in the state of New Jersey, boys and girls, bar none. Follow us when we go live. This is going to be Stephen Hayek for Mount Olive. I think this is... I can never tell what the headgear's on.
For the Mustangs, Kevin Trumbitas.
It's Trumbitas for the Mustangs.
Stephen Hayek.
And Hayek, as I said, for Mount Olive. Now, if everything goes the way it should, I think it should be Beres next. Then you could see possibly Martini, then Gonzalez, or they could flip Gonzalez and Martini.
Yeah, there's some flexibility at those upper weights for the Marauders. They lead 20-3. We're at 175 pounds.
See, and the one good thing, and I was talking with some people before, with Gonzalez, he's a strong 215, and he's a little upper there, so he's good enough to be able to handle some of those quicker guys and muscle them around. And you can move him up to heavyweight. The only problem is when he meets a heavyweight who is just sort of as quick, like a Tommy Borgia,
Right.
It's tough for him to do that. He could use his muscle against some of the fatter heavyweights, like the bigger guys who are more not as quick, who are more in the upper cap area.
Well, that's why I think in the Borgia match, I think we didn't see the speed of Gonzalez be a factor.
Well,
because Borgia can neutralize that.
Not only that, he was also going for shots across the body.
Yes.
He was doing sloppy shots. And if you want to beat a guy like Tommy Borgia, who, I said it last night when we watched them, I fully expect to be on the podium in Atlantic City. I expect to see him, winning it, who knows, but I definitely expect to see him medaling in Atlantic City. You cannot give a guy like that mistakes to take advantage of. No. You need to have your perfect match and then hope you get lucky with some of the stuff.
Couple of level changes there, no points. Final seconds of a scoreless first period at 175 pounds.
Red chooses defense.
Hayek's going to take defense.
Not a dull period, not a bad period, but no score.
Like a feeling out period.
Yeah. Trying to keep his base, trying to stand up is Hayek. Big mat return, but right back to the base.
That's the one thing about Hayek, especially when he gets taken down like that. He's always popping right back up. Sometimes guys take a step and they wait, as we get a nice reversal there by him. But if you watch him especially, when he gets picked up and put back down to the mat, he's right back to his feet, where a lot of times you'll see guys who get that and they're a little defeated for a second and they kind of take a breath.
He kind of lands in a base like he did there. Like he lands, like a lot of guys come down and it's a heap and there's a shock. He lands in a base.
He naturally goes to it. It naturally goes to his base and is ready to pop right back up.
2-0, Hayek with the lead. 1:16 left in the second period. We're at 175 pounds. Mount Olive in the black, red, and gold. Montville in the green and gold and white. Hayek continuing to work the back of Trombitis. Inside a minute to go in the second period. 2-0 Hayek with the lead. Trying to get back to his base is Trombitis. Hayek just kind of forces him back down. He's got a cross face now and reaches far ankle.
Hayek is in control here. Not only this, but you have to remember, Trombitis, he's going to have to choose a position. Hayek, took down, got the 2, which you almost wonder if that means that's going to make Trombitis take neutral.
I'm wondering, because watching this exchange here, Trombitis tried to get a sitting switch and get a reversal, and Hayek was able to turn with it and counter it, and he does opt for neutral, exactly as you said. I think both what you saw and what I saw figure into this.
He was held down. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He was held down, so you're down
for a long time.
And realistically right now, you get the takedown, you're up, and then so you give up 1, not 2. It's still tied.
Both being very patient in this match.
One thing I'll say, though, when you look at it, if you kind of look at it from a side view like we are, Hayek is always kind of repositioning himself and moving and trying to get, keep moving there. You kind of see a little more from him as he comes around. Going to get the 3 right on the edge. Great job.
Pulled Trombitis toward him, pulled his legs out, and then swung into the takedown. It was kind of creative. I liked the way he pulled him down by the arm, kicked his legs out of the way, and then was able to turn back into it. Hayek trying to force the action now from the top position. He has a 5-0 lead with about a minute to go in the third period here at 175. His Mount Olive Marauders with a 23 lead over the Montville Mustangs. Cross face by Hayek. He had that in tight. He's got wrist control. He's got back control. Grabs an ankle now. They're going to be out of bounds shortly.
Which, if I'm Hayek, I just kind of sit there, keep my foot in, let some more time burn off.
Right.
Probably helping you.
Right. Time is not on Trembitta's side right now. 28 seconds to go. He trails by 5, and he's going to start on bottom.
As a great coach once said, forget your nose, forget everything else. You need to go out there and stick him. That's loud and swing.
Caution against Hayek. Anytime we can work a Vision Quest reference into a broadcast, we will do it.
Oh, I totally will.
Maybe we can get somebody to sponsor that.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Like if, a streaming service or something, because you can't get Blockbuster or any of those places.
No, that's true. That's good. That's good. I like that thinking. It might be a good marketing opportunity for next year as Hayek is going to get the 5-0 win here.
5-0 the final.
23-3 the team score.
Garden State HS Wrestling's coverage of New Jersey High School Wrestling brought to you by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, the Harrington Companies and Contractors, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies and Medals, and Forum Coffee. Forum bringing you our replays tonight too. 190.
This is going to be Kramer, and this is going to be Beres. No, excuse me. This is going to be Cumming. Tyler Cumming. This blonde hair stuff needs to stop. Like too many kids coming out with the blonde hair. Like stick to the natural hair. I don't think that could have been Beres if you combined both the kids.
You brought your A stuff tonight.
I try.
What other comedy clubs are you working?
Listen, just remember the 4 o'clock show is different than the 9 o'clock show. Try the veal.
I'll be at the Laugh Factory until February 20th.
I'll be at the Chuckle Hut.
No points. There we go. There's 3 for the takedown for Cumming.
He's got a cradle hooked up, just in a bad position to get it.
He's got to pull him back in bounds to finish this, because to finish it, they're going to end up on the basketball court. 58 seconds left in the period. 3-0 in favor of Cummings. We're at 190 pounds. I'm sorry.
Just so now we understand that stopped because his foot was on the actual court.
Yes.
And off the mat,
Oh, I was not using hyperbole.
No, some of the Mount Olive people were yelling that it should have been fleeing the mat as he was locked in a cradle. I understand, but at the same time, okay.
Cumming continuing to work. He's continuing to try to push for this turn while patiently trying to get leverage. 20 seconds to go in the first period. Going for the tilt now is Tyler Cumming of Mount Olive. I think time's going to run out on him, though.
Yeah,
and it does.
No extra points there.
3-0 the lead for Cumming. His Marauders with a 23-3 lead in the team score. We're about halfway through this. We are flying through this match.
Yeah, we really are.
That's good for me. It's a long drive home.
It must be tough. I mean,
I'll tell you.
it's hard for you.
I generally have to stop and stretch my legs. Kramer of Montville in the green, working the back. Cumming dominated the first period, got 3 points on a takedown, and then tried to work a cradle for most of the rest of the period. Controlled it, but no points. Stoppage for potentially dangerous with 1:14 left in the second period.
I don't know if that was on the head or the shoulder. He kind of was rotating the shoulder when he got up. I don't know if that's what they were considering it.
Climbing the back is Kramer.
Great job there.
That was a beautiful counter by Cumming. He ends up with the 1 point escape. Trying for the toss is Kramer. He does it, but Cumming rolls through it and turns it into his own takedown and a 7-0 lead.
It was almost like an Olay there. Like, you want to go? All right, let's go. We're going, but you're going to be the one that's laying on your stomach, not
Seriously, I'm going to use my attacker's momentum against him.
And you know, I saw, if you kind of look back, Kramer's eyes got wide. Like, he thought, I'm going to get this throw, go through, and then whoop, Cummings like, no, you're not.
Oh, yeah. I'm just wondering what that split second felt like when you got him. He's coming. His body's off the ground. I got this. And, oh, wait a minute. We're still rolling.
Yeah,
wait a minute. We haven't stopped yet.
This isn't going to look good. Get here late in the second.
3 seconds to go. 7-0 in favor of Cumming. $7-0 the score.
I'd like to thank our local sponsors for giving us financial support to help bring out all the matches for both Montville and Mount Olive this year. Ginza Bar Sushi of Mount Olive, 19th Hole, Pro Automotive, Estabilt Wrestling Club, Market Tavern, Pinella's Landscaping, Joe's Pizza and Restaurant of Montville, Tony Boy's Sandwich of Pine Brook, and Chris Luke Barbecue.
Kramer tried a brute force high takedown. They ended up out of bounds.
He's got to do something here because he's trailing 7-0.
And we're about 30 seconds into this third period of regulation. There it is again. He grabs both arms. Shot by Cumming. Hooks by Kramer to stall that.
Might give up if I was coming here, if you're that in that deep. A nice recovery there. Gets in on the single.
Yeah, he backed up on his knees, and now he's got the single.
Was trying to pull him in.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at that whistle. I thought they might have given him more of a chance to drag that in.
Well, I think if you're looking at it right there, that edge where they're at is really close to the floor.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of extra there. Trying to get it again with a throw. Good job by Cumming to go with it and not take it down.
Yeah, Cumming has, and he's asking, yeah, we've got a stoppage here. And unfortunately, I think Kramer hurt his knee there.
He's already wearing a brace for it, so I want to see what's going on there. But you want to be a sponsor? John?
I want to be a sponsor.
How did they become one?
I would go on to our pages at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. I would find my team. I would look for the Your Logo Here button, or what I could do is contact you directly and email admin at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, and you would get back to me with information on how to sponsor the team pages, the live stream, how to help share my message with wrestling fans throughout the Garden State.
Yeah, we literally have a few sponsorship opportunities left. I know some people are thinking, oh, the season's almost over. We got live streams coming up for district, regions, both boys and girls as well as other stuff. We can make your business the star of the show. Let us turn your cents into major dollars. GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
And this is really the time to do it.
And you want to know somebody who's helped us out a lot in the past? The Harrington companies. Harrington Demolition and Recycling, Harrington Construction, Hoffman Supply. Hey, you got a really nice house, you want to make it look nicer? Hoffman Supply or call the construction. You got a real dump and you just want to rip it down and put up a parking lot for some people? Call Demolition and Recycling, the Harrington companies.
We're going to restart with 17 seconds left. I'm sorry, 45 seconds left. That was the injury time.
Clubbing arm there by Kramer to start, but walks right into a shot by Cumming.
I think he felt like he had to do something. He knows he's hurt, and he felt he had to try to catch something and finish it off. Now we're at 30 seconds. They're tied up again, and Cumming has a hold of that compromised knee.
You could see him wincing a little bit as he was pulling at it, but 24 seconds left, coming up 7-0. Trying to suck it in there again. Went for another clubbing blow, but a duck by Cumming.
15 seconds to go in regulation. 7-0 for Tyler Cumming of Mount Olive. Yeah, if you are going to sponsor, to get back to that, now is a good time because with the state stuff starting up, a lot of longer trips. A lot more people might be opting to check out the stream. They're out of bounds. They let it continue. There's a takedown out of bounds. Kramer, I think, expected it to be whistled earlier than it was. And they're just going to shake hands and end this.
Great job there by both. They knew just like, listen, let's not get hurt. Let's go have some fun.
26-3 in favor of Mount Olive now. 7 matches left.
Going to head to the 2:15 bout here. See who they send out from Mount Olive. I think it's going to be Nico Gonzalez. It's going to be Zamota from Montville.
For the Mustangs, 215 pounds, Sean Zamota.
The referee ordering Mount Olive to send their wrestler out.
All right, wait, this might change now because I see Martini taking off his shirt. Nope, you know they're going to send out? They're going to send out Utes. This is Utes.
Lincoln Utes,
Lincoln Utes.
the senior, getting the match at 2:15.
215 pounds for Mount Olive, Lincoln Utes.
Father wrestled here, uncle wrestled here,
Brother wrestled here.
brother wrestled here. Gets the takedown, just barely in bounds. Now they'll get
They're not
the
gonna give it to him.
stoppage.
They didn't give it to him.
No. Utes versus Sean Zamota of Montville.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, the Harrington Companies, Performance Trophies, and Forum Coffee, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage this season. Donald J. Brower here with John Kovach. Lincoln Utes with the takedown there, leads 3-0.
Tremendous football player, plans to play football in college. Utes trying to work a turn. He's got a lot of time. He can be as patient as he wants. He's got him turned.
I think he's got him stuck here.
He's got him stuck. Lincoln Utes with the pin. 1 minute and 18 seconds into the first period.
As you see the replay here, pulls it in, runs the half, gets on his toes, settles down, and the pin.
He was just patient with that.
And he had plenty of time. He didn't have to rush it.
No. Just a very smart match wrestled by Utes.
This is going to be Martini for Mount Olive. think it's Justin Montero.
For Montville at heavyweight, Alex Husty. For the Marauders,
Nope.
Jared Martini.
Alex Husty.
Alex Husty from Montville. And Jared Martini.
If you put these two kids' names together, it sounds like a bougie drink at some bar in East of Village.
The Husty Martini?
Yeah.
Trademark that tomorrow.
I have to.
If not now, you probably do it online. Jared probably knows a way to do it.
That's Jared drinks that. He told me he drinks a Husty Martini.
Wouldn't surprise me.
2 olives.
3-point takedown for Martini. Fancy that. He has a 3-0 lead, 31 seconds in at 285.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I'm going to be bringing my comedy stylings to Morris Hills.
Yep.
And some other schools. Don't forget to tip your staff. You know, they work hard for you.
Friday night we'll be at Morris Hills for the Hills-Knowles matchup.
We have a bunch of stuff planned for next week. We're just waiting to see who advances where. But we do have some section finals in line, maybe a couple group semis depending on matchups. Plenty of districts, plenty of regions, both boys and girls. Tons coming up.
Regular season is ending, but we're just about to get busy.
Oh, totally. And it's interesting, too, because I was looking at it today. I think it's 3 weeks, 4 weeks to states. Literally 4 weeks to we're in Atlantic City.
Wow.
4 weeks from tomorrow night. So everybody's home with the snowstorm. Some people out from school, other people 2-hour delays. Four short weeks, we're going to be in Atlantic City crowning the next set of champions, boys and girls.
Martini really working it back. We're coming up on 15 seconds to go. And his whole period has been him on Husty trying to make something happen.
You know what's interesting about Martini, too, is the way everything has gone this season. He really solidified heavyweight for them because they were moving Gonzalez back and forth, which they still can do, but he's given them a better option that they can put Gonzalez out at 215, balance him with Lincoln Utes. You don't know who you're getting in the upper weights.
No, there's a lot of flexibility there. Martini forces Husty down from the referee's position. They still call it that, or am I dating myself with that?
No, that's the same thing.
Okay. Swinging to him, trying to get to his feet as Husty peels off, gets the escape. 3-1 now to lead for Martini of Mount Olive. Husty of Montville in the green, white, and gold. Martini of Mount Olive in the black, red, and gold. The Marauders with a 32-3 lead. We're at 285. We started at 138, so we've still got plenty of matches to come.
Now, if my math is correct, well, now how many we started? We started at 138.
Yeah. Counting this match, we have 6 left.
Okay. So nobody's clinched it yet. It's on the verge.
No, you're getting close. You're getting close, but nobody's clinched yet. 3-point takedown for Martini makes it a 6-1 lead for him. Coming up on 30 seconds to go in the second period, and we're at 285 pounds. Everybody's out of bounds. Late takedown by Martini. They'll restart neutral. No, excuse me. They'll restart with Husty down with 31 seconds to go in the second period. Martini trying to work upper body to get a turn here. We're coming up on 10 seconds to go in the second period. He leads Husty of Montville 6-1.
We talked about, the different styles of heavyweights. Martini is like that mid heavyweight, where he's obviously not going to go 215. He possibly could if he cut a little bit, but he's strong enough that he can manhandle, but he's also big enough that he's not going to get manhandled.
Yeah. And he tries to switch there, but gets caught by Husty. But now he's turned it on him and turns it into a 2-point reversal. Does Martini, ups his lead to 8-1. So point away from a major. Looks like he's going to cut him. And he does. 8-2 now. A 6-point lead for Jared Martini of Mount Olive.
Mount Olive would love to get a bonus out of this.
I think that's why he cut him. I think he's looking.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why. Otherwise,
he's looking for the takedown. Coming up on a minute to go in the final period of regulation here at 285. They're locked up. Martini forces out of it, takes a peek at the clock. They lock back up. Caution warning against Husty. They slide down. Husty gets a takedown.
This will be interesting.
Now it's 8-5. But we're inside 30 seconds to go in the third period.
He obviously wants to try to get some points here, if he can, if you're Husty.
Martini's got to watch his back. Somebody just yelled that from the bench because he's in danger of getting turned here. Time's going to run out on Husty. 8-5 to win for Jared Martini of Mount Olive. Runs the Marauders' lead to 35-3.
Follow us on social media on Facebook, GardensHSWrestling.com, on X, GardensHSW, on Instagram, GardensHSWrestling, and like and subscribe, get notified when we go live on YouTube with all our upcoming broadcasts, podcasts, everything we do. GardensHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling coverage provider. We're going to head to the 106. I think this is one of the Barrises.
I believe you to be correct.
For the Mustangs, Alex Perez at 106 pounds. For the Marauders, Christian Perez.
Christian Barris versus Alex Perez of Montville.
It's getting pretty late in the game here for Montville. They got to go on a run here if they want to stay into this.
5 matches left.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, the Harrington Companies, Forum Coffee, and Performance Trophy, the official sponsor of GardensHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage this season. I'm Donald J. Brower here with John Kovach at Mount Olive High School, the Marauders versus the Mustangs.
Actually, I think that did clinch it for me because we got 5 matches left.
And they can't, yeah.
They can't. The best they can do is 35-33. Martini clinches it.
Unless there's any type of team point deduction.
Unless there's any type, which we've both seen.
I don't know if we'll see that from Mount Olive. They're
would be
very
shocked at this point. Christian Barris with the turn. He has a 3-0 lead. We're at 106 pounds. Barris in the black, red, and gold. Alex Perez from Montville in the green. Barris has the pin. Just went out there, 1 takedown, worked the top, and gets the pin with 34 seconds left in the first.
See the replay here? He rolls him over, slides over, gets the call and the pin. Makes it 41-3 Mount Olive.
Mount Olive has a snow day tomorrow.
They're going to enjoy this win then for a little longer. $113 next on the mat. Bacigalupo for Mount Olive.
Jack Bacigalupo versus Luke Menieri of Montville.
They don't want to make these names any easier. There's no more Smiths
No,
or
there's
Jones.
not a lot. They really need. I'm having a hard time because I keep score the old-fashioned way with the book. There is not enough room to write these names. I've got 3 overtime periods to work with that I never use, but I don't have enough room to write the name. Now, my handwriting may play a role in that, but
No.
believe it or not.
I highly doubt that.
Oh, I wouldn't. Bacigalupo shoots the single with the underhooks. Menieri trying to defend it. A minute gone in the first period. We're at 113 pounds.
Got me right as I was coming back on there.
Tempted shot there by Menieri is blocked by Galupo. Now Menieri does have the leg. Trying to work him off is Bacigalupo, who is lifted airborne. Matt returning a takedown for Menieri with 20 seconds to go in the first period here at 113. Trying to turn back into it is Bacigalupo. He almost gets free, trying to get the escape, keeps it going.
That's a great hustle there by Bacigalupo, trying to get out the end. Really good hustle by Menieri to keep going.
What I liked there was Bacigalupo took it into the ring. There wasn't going to be a stalling penalty or a caution. Menieri on the back. Bacigalupo stands up from the bottom, turns, gets a 1-point escape. He's down 3-1. Shot by Menieri. Bacigalupo trying to counter it. Menieri being patient. He wants to lift him up again. They roll out of bounds. They'll start neutral with 1:17 left in the second period. Three to 1 the match score in favor of Luke Menieri of Montville in the green.
Mount Olive has clinched.
Takedown, but out of bounds. They'll restart neutral. Ooh, early shot and a caution against Menieri. Good idea.
If it was legal.
It was legal. No, but I think the ankle pay, I think he thought he could time up the whistle and just a wrestling equivalent of 5 yards. Shoots the single again and gets the 3-point takedown. Menieri increases his lead to 6-1. Menieri in the green on top. Bacigalupo trying to get back up, trying to turn out of this. Taken right back to the mat with his shoulders down by Menieri. Menieri's trying to get the tilt. He's only got 5 seconds to work with.
Didn't see any back points there, so gonna head to the third, 6-1 Menieri.
No takedown on that. Bacigalupo will start on top. Manieri in the green on bottom leads 6-1 here at 113 pounds. He's got Bacigalupo's wrist and he's trying to stand up. Gets the escape, does Manieri, runs his lead to 7-1.
Shot in there by Manieri. Got that right leg. Left leg.
Right he just switched to the right leg. He heard you, Don, and he made you right. Bacigalupo down 7-1, coming up on a minute left in the third period. But he's in a position where he could turn him and make something happen here.
He's got to get his hips out more. He's like too bunched up. He's got to sprawl. Keep running it.
Yeah, he's swinging his hips and running it lower. Now he might be able to do something and gets 3. Makes it a 7-4 lead for Manieri. Bacigalupo working far leg and a crossface. He's inside 30 seconds to go. Stall warning against Manieri.
Got to hit 10 seconds here.
Time's going to run out on this one. 7-4. The decision for Manieri makes the score 41-6 in favor of Mount Olive as we move to 120.
You want to be a sponsor? How do you become a sponsor? Yes, there are limited sponsorship opportunities left for this season on our live stream and team pages. Click on your logo here. Send me an email, admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We produce the most wrestling coverage in the state of New Jersey, boys and girls. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling coverage provider.
For the Mustangs, Michael Frank at 120 pounds. For the Marauders, Shane Gustavus.
Shane Gustavus for Mount Olive. Costakos, I apologize, I misheard that.
And Michael Frank from Montville.
Yep, Michael Frank in the green of Montville. 41-6, Mount Olive with the lead. This match and 2 others remain. Costakos on top. As Frank tries a takedown, they're out of bounds. Mount Olive will run its dual meet record to 12-3. Montville's going to fall to 17-5, but they'll have 4 losses in their last 5 matches after tonight.
And then you think about it, though, who were Montville's 3 losses, or Mount Olive's 3 losses to? Peaburg early in the season.
Yep.
Southern.
Yep.
And Del Barton.
Yep. No shame.
No shame at all.
They wrestled it as long as they could on the fringe of the mat, but now they'll restart neutral. No score. Less than 30 seconds to go in the first period. We're at 120 pounds. Mount Olive up 41-6 has already clinched.
think if we're looking over to the side there, I think from Mount Olive, we might see Piemonte. You never know in a match like this. Maybe they hold them out for bout limits. You know, send somebody else out there.
You know, give somebody else a match.
Oh, he wants every match he can get.
Oh, I'm sure he does. But bout limits put
kind of put a damper on all that.
Yeah. I'm sure some of these guys would wrestle 100 matches a season if they could.
Oh, yeah, they love it.
Working hard from the top, trying for the turn is Frank, but Kostakis turns the tide, and now he's working it back the other way. No score in this match. We're almost 30 seconds into the second period at 120 pounds. Kostakis with the ankle, crossface, 2-point reversal. Kostakis breaks the ice and takes a 2-0 lead with 1:20 left in the second period. He's got his leg wrapped around Frank's, and he's working a crossface. Frank trying to get up to his feet. I'm not sure who was getting yelled at there, but
Coach Barchetto a little mad that guys are looking up at the clock.
you're a little early in the period to look at the clock. We have 45 seconds to go in the second. 2-0 in favor of Kostakis.
Might get a stalemate here.
I was just thinking the same thing. We have gone a long time with nothing happening out of this move.
Coach reinforcing the fact, don't worry about the clock. Great job there, bringing him back down.
Yeah, he just kind of grasped the midsection and rode it out, did Kostakis. Now he goes for a mat return, but they're way out of bounds, almost to the hardwood. Five seconds left in the second period. Kostakis of Mount Olive with a 2-0 lead. Tried for a late turn. Time runs out. Kostakis will take a 2-0 lead into the third period.
Interesting. If I was Kostakis, I know you've been holding him down, but you haven't held him down the whole time comfortably. I would have kind of maybe let him go, start neutral.
Trouble is he's only got a 2-point lead to play with. He's got no cushion.
But
if he starts neutral and gets taken down, then he's trailing, and I haven't seen enough in terms of offensive wrestling from either of these guys to have the confidence of making up a difference. I don't know.
It looked like they were right there. We're going to see as Mount Olive already got hit with a stalling warning.
Kostakis from the back forces Frank down.
Trying to run something here if he can.
Frank's got his arm wrapped around Kostakis' right leg, and it's preventing Kostakis from turning him onto his back. We're inside the final minute in the third period. Kostakis with a 2-0 lead at 120 pounds.
Little high, Kostakis.
Yeah, a lot high, I think. I mean, he can't really do anything. We've got a stoppage. They roll off. They're being told to pick it. I mean, the holds in this match have lasted forever. They get into a hold, and they're just there for 20, 30, 40 seconds, it seems.
Brings them back down.
No points. Kostakis is trying to get a turn here.
Pulling him on top of him, that's never a good idea.
Yeah, Kostakis is playing with fire right now. 5 seconds to go.
Kostakis holds on. A little more nervous than some people wanted it, but he gets the win, 2-0.
44 to 40, 45? I got 41 plus 3.
That should be 44.
Yeah.
44-6. We're going to head to 126. It's going to be a forfeit here.
(44-12) now. The main scoreboard had 45 up there for a little bit. And we'll wrap up the night at 132 pounds. Sir Mix-a-Lot serenading the crowd here at Mount Olive.
Eagleson versus Jones.
Eagleson in the black. Ryland Jones of Montville in the green.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If there's a wrestler who's impressed me this year, just the transition from last year to this year, is Mateo Eagleson. I mean, just the sheer difference in the wrestler, the fight, the grit. You know, wins his fair share of matches, but also is out there not giving up the points when needed, keeping his team into it. Just phenomenal.
Stoppage here. What I liked in that early exchange there, and I think I've said this in prior matches of Eagleson's that we've called, he's on the balls of his feet all the time. He's
100%.
always moving. His leg position, he's always athletic looking. Here, he's driving forward. He's never flat-footed.
No, he's always there. He's always moving. He's always on the balls of his feet. He's always doing what he needs to do.
And these are little things that you have to coach. And you can tell this is a guy who's absorbing it. We'd like to thank Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, the Harrington Companies and Contractors, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies and Medals, and Forum Coffee for their support, as well as our local sponsors tonight, Ginza Bar Restaurant and Sushi of Mount Olive, 19th Hole Golf Simulators, Pro Automotive of New Jersey, Estabilt Wrestling Club, Market Tavern of Flanders, Pinella's Landscape Design, Joe's Pizzeria and Restaurant of Montville, Tony Boy's Sandwich House of Pine Brook, and Chris Luke's Barbecue.
Scoreless, end of one. Eagleson gets out there, 1-0.
Don and I will be back with you Friday night for Morris Hills versus Morris Knowles.
Always a really good matchup between those two teams.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for all of them, but that's a rivalry I've never seen play out. I kind of want to see how that works. 3-point takedown now for Eagleson. Ups his lead to 4-0 with 1:15 left in the second period in our last match here at 132 pounds.
That's always one of those matchups, you know, not looking past this one of those matchups between Hills and Knowles. Doesn't matter how good a team is on either side, they always battle. And you're going to get some really good matchups because those kids grew up together.
Right.
they're in the town teams together. They know what it's like, what the other guys got.
Came up through youth together, went to school together. Eagleson working the top. Coming up on 32 seconds to go in the second period. And a 4-0 lead for Mount Olive's Eagleson.
Stalling on Eagleson.
Stalling red.
Eagleson on the back. Trying to turn Jones back toward himself. Second period expires 4-0 in favor of Mateo Eagleson of Mount Olive.
Eagleson aggressive on top here.
Trying to get some leverage, but good countering by Jones because he's keeping moving. He's just walking this forward as best he can. Stalemate called with 1:16 left in the third period. Eagleson with the tight waist from behind, reaching for near wrist control. I don't know, Don, I'm trying to come up with an adjective to describe this team win for Mount Olive, and I mean, workmanlike keeps coming to mind. Just go out and get the job done.
That's what it is. It's
punch the clock,
passing it to the next guy on. Lunch pail mentality. That's this team, and it takes after their coaches. That's what they do. They go, listen. We may lose. Limit the bonus points. Let the next guy come in, bail you out. That's how it is. And they're 44-12 here. Looks like they're going to, unless something changes here, looks like they're going to win 47-12. Big win.
And I'm looking at this, and you forget they trailed 3-0 at the start of this match.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now.
Against the 17-win team. Sorry, Don.
Yeah, Montville's got nothing to hang their heads on. Mount Olive is just a little step higher, and I'll tell you what, I said it before, and I'm going to be making my predictions. I would not be shocked if you see Mount Olive down at Rutgers again this upcoming Sunday in a few weeks.
4-0 the final, 47-12 the final score. Mount Olive over Montville.
Follow us on social media, on Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X, Garden State HSW, on Instagram, Garden State HS Wrestling. Like and subscribe, get notified when we go live on YouTube. You want to be a sponsor? How do you become a sponsor? Click on your logo here. Send me an email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We have limited sponsorship opportunities left for the remaining season. There's still time, and you can also get in for next year. GardenStateHSWrestling.com shows the most wrestling in the state of New Jersey, boys and girls combined. Going to bring you into here to the Harrington press box. The Harrington Company's press box, John Kovach. John, this matchup score ran away a little bit from Mount Olive, from Montville at the end there, but two really quality teams. Just kind of what you saw here.
There's good wrestling. There was good wrestling, good technical wrestling, good tactical wrestling from both sides. Just Mount Olive, as you just said in that final match, Mount Olive's just maybe a step ahead of Montville. Montville keeps doing it, they're going to get there.
Yeah.
But Mount Olive's there right now. Mount Olive just coming off the MCT victory. Coming so close to a title last season.
I got to get my brownie payoff. Sorry, they pay me in food here. But,
Don actually will work for food.
I'm a pastry king. But, no, Mount Olive has a lot of momentum. I think they got their lineup where they need to be heading into sectionals where it's how you want it. They're a scary team to meet, and I'm not sure I want to, face them at any point. But they're in a really brutal section. So would it shock me if they won the section and moved on? No. Would it shock me if they lost to Ridge on Monday? No. It could be possibly both.
However, let's take a step back. That lineup's ready and looks set.
Oh, yeah.
There's depth there.
Yeah.
That they could, if something, heaven forbid, something does happen to somebody, there's a next man up mentality in a lot of weight classes that they would just be, okay, just go do it, get the job done. And we saw some of that tonight.
100%. They got depth, but if they lose one of their key wrestlers, obviously that hurts everybody. But
yeah,
they're hitting on all corners, and I think resting Gonzalez and Piemonte tonight was a good move, especially with everything coming up. But
agree.
Speaking of coming up, we got a big match on Friday. We're going to be at Morris Hills. You and I, Morris Hills, Morris Knolls. The rivalry starts at 7. We'll be on air with everything. But for Jared, the podcasting legend. Yeah, we got Jared on air. I always talk about him. He's like the man behind the curtain. He truly is the wizard.
Pay no attention to the man behind the monitor.
Pay no attention. For John Kovach, everybody here, Donald J. Brower. We'll see you Friday.